I was comfortable with a woman going down on me.
I was wondering.
So again, some of the couples were like, hey, it's okay if you don't go down on my wife. Like, she'll go down on you.
Okay.
The husband is there. Maybe the wife is in the middle. Maybe the husband is in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
You figure out the sandwich that works.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it. There's all sorts of varieties here.
Hello.
Welcome to Adult Buddy Finders. This is the sexiest opening we've ever done.
Because your voice is very deep right now.
I know. I just dropped into it.
Can't go that. It's trying to get low and sultry.
Get down here. Get down here with me.
You found the Adult Buddy Finders. I'm Greenberry.
And I'm Kirsten. And we are going to help you find an adult buddy.
That's right.
Whatever type of buddy you want.
Well, that's what we hope. That's what we try.
Yeah.
We have an online community, Facebook, Instagram, adultbuddyfinders.com. We go there and we source these questions from you. We want to know what you're looking for. Are you looking for a swinger? Looking for a unicorn? Looking for a massage therapist who lets you have that happy ending?
Lets you pay them? I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to say more types of buddies, and then I built off of the hand jobs. I guess that's where I wanted to go.
Yeah, we basically, all we want to do is find the buddies that you're looking for and talk to them from their perspective, how to get them, how to get their attention, how to get their respect, how to get what you're looking for from them.
And how to have some fun.
Hopefully, yeah.
And you can also find us on Patreon to help us keep the lights on and keep us recording and keep this going weekly. We're kind of bi-weekly with a little bonus in between.
Yeah. Every hump day, we have a new guest. And one's a full episode, one's a bonus episode. So every 2 weeks, you're going to get a new guest.
Get new information on how to get that buddy.
That adult
I almost said
buddy.
Bone. The bone and buddy.
We don't know what you're getting out of that buddy. We could not guarantee any boning.
No. We're just here to help. We're not here to actually solicit the bone.
We don't know anything about the bone, really. We're trying to figure it out.
We're learning.
Episode by episode. In this episode, we have Suzie Wong, who is a swinger.
Yeah, I'm super excited to talk to her. We've talked a little bit about swinging before with
Melanie LaFleurs, Dr. LaFleurs. She is in an open marriage, and she kind of walked through like what swinging was, and now it's an open marriage, and all the ins and outs in that. We learned a little bit about swinging from her and a little bit about non-monogamy, but here we go with a person who is a current swinger.
Yeah, and I'm excited to learn what that means for her.
Yes.
What exactly happens when swinging? Like, does everybody play?
Yeah.
Do some people not?
Yes.
What is the play? Do you get all the kinks
How do you
in
get
there?
into it? How did she get into it? Was she always in a big group? What's the difference between swinging and an orgy? I'm going to write that down.
That's a good question.
I guess one of the things would be like you'd actually have a partner in the swinging thing. Whereas an orgy, you would come alone,
just like
potentially.
swing dancing.
Well, you don't have to have a partner in swing dancing.
Wait, does swinging come from swing dancing? Because if you think about it, there's partner, and then you switch partners.
But you don't have to have a partner in swing dance. You can go alone to a swing dance party.
Well, you go alone, but then you get into it, and you're with a couple.
Well, then that's an orgy.
You're dancing, and then you swing, but you're never doing 4 people dancing together.
I think it is like grab your partner, Dossie do. I think that must be the idea. It's like that you're swinging with your partner. Like you dance with them, dance naked, the whole full body dance. Yeah, this is 18 and over, by the way. So if you're not 18, get out of here. You got way too far.
How'd you slip in here? Where's our bouncer? Get back here. You're doing a terrible job.
We said explicit. This is explicit. We're going to be talking full disclosure. When we say adult buddy, we mean sex. Dicks and sex and gines and BBs, boobies.
And beep beep and a little boop 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 boop.
All the dirty things.
We have adult talk here with our beep beeps and our boop boops.
Yes. We are the children of the show, but we are grown-ups.
That's right.
We're just immature.
So
we use the show to learn more.
We do, and we learn so much.
And hopefully you do too.
And I want to learn, have you ever swung? Are you a swinger? Are you and your husband swingers?
Yes, swing dancers. I do love swing dancing, and we actually did learn swing dancing together, and it's really fun.
With other couples?
But we were not naked and no genitals touched.
Oh.
That would be very weird to touch genitals, even like through clothing of a swing dance partner. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You've been to a swing dance party.
I have. I'm trying to think about whose genitals I've touched. I don't think any while swing dancing. I've touched genitals, just not during swing dancing.
Hey, whatever you want to talk about, I'm open to it. You want to talk about touching genitals?
I mean, that's what we're about to do, right? That's why we're all here. Please, we want to hear about genitals. To talk about touching genitals, not to touch genitals.
Oh, my stars.
No, I'm going to touch genitals. I don't think
Susie's here to get her genitals touched.
We'll have to see.
Wow. Always ask before you touch a genital.
Yes,
that isn't your own. Maybe ask yourself.
Yeah, sometimes I ask myself.
You do?
Do I want this?
Do you?
I mean, probably
You're
deep inside my soul, I'm like, no, that's true. I have asked myself and been like, do I want to touch myself? I don't know. Do I really want it?
Do you really want it? Do your sexy voice. Do you really want it? Self.
Do you really want to touch yourself?
Self.
Myself?
Self. Is it selfish?
Okay, enough of the sexy voice. Let's have some sexy
did you
conversation.
want to talk about your swinging?
My swinging. Ooh, my swinging. Oh, I have done swinging. On bars.
Oh.
On trees.
Like a bar swing?
Yeah. I swing around the bars.
Like pole dance?
Oh, I have done some pole dancing.
Really?
Yeah, not a lot. A little taste.
I would like to try it.
I'm going to take you, and we are going to talk about it on the show. I'm going to tell everyone how you did with pole dancing.
A lot of upper body strength that I don't have.
Yeah. And lower body strength probably a little bit too.
Well, hell, a lot of strength that I don't have.
We're going to find out.
You'll see me at the bottom going, oh boy, this is great.
And me up at the top going, woo! It is great. All right, let's talk to Suzie Wong.
I wonder if she's swinging on poles or how she's swinging.
Ooh.
Only one way to find out.
Around with you.
The time has come. We have Suzie Wong joining us to answer all of our swinging questions.
Yes.
Hello, ladies.
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
We are so curious to hear about swinging. We've talked about it a little bit in the past. We have our own ideas about it. We have fans who are interested. And so, first off, what is swinging to you? What does that mean?
Well, it means kind of the open lifestyle.
Okay.
Right? Being a part of an open relationship and having that polyamorous life of perhaps being intimate with someone other than your significant other.
Okay.
But however, I am a single person, so there's even singles who are in the swinging community.
What?
Oh,
so I know. When I first got into it, I was like, wait, what? There was a single male that I met who was in that lifestyle, and he basically invited me, recruited me into the scene, and I was willing to kind of try it out. So,
Okay. So what's the difference between swinging and an orgy?
Well, a lot of couples approach it in different ways. So an orgy is just what you imagine. A large group of people, they're all kind of entangled in some way, enjoying each other, maybe swapping out here and there. But swinging can mean a lot of different things for some different couples. Maybe they are just experiencing someone else joining them and their significant other. Maybe they are swapping with another couple. Maybe they're inviting another couple in to join them, and so there's a foursome there.
Oh.
It can be a variety of things. There's closed swinging.
Okay.
Open swinging.
All right. What's the closed one?
Closed swinging is when you and your partner go off and do your own thing. And it's kind of basically behind closed doors.
Okay.
You don't need to know necessarily all the details. You just know that they are maybe going to play with someone else.
Okay. So you don't know what they look like, anything?
Some couples prefer that.
Wow.
Some couples prefer
That's scary.
to not know. But that is something that they establish with one another.
Have you done that?
Well, not as a single person.
Okay.
I had always been invited to join
Okay.
couples.
So you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, like, surprise! These are the hairy family.
Right. So typically, let's say a husband or a wife has a hall pass. That is an example of then that significant other going off to go play with someone. And it's behind closed doors. They're not going to know and be a part of that entanglement.
Okay.
And then there's open swinging, where indeed you've invited someone to join the two of you.
Okay.
Or a couple comes in and joins the two of you.
Okay.
The doors are open. Everyone kind of knows what's going on.
Is this in a public space or like a house? Your house?
Their
house?
It can happen in a swinger club
Okay.
or at a private home. Yeah, there's plenty of private home parties. That's essentially what I got invited to be a part of.
Okay.
A lot of the orgies are also in these private home parties.
So okay, you talked about being invited in. So you are a single person, and you were a single person when you very first began swinging?
Correct.
And so you're like on a hot date and the guy's like, let's have sex with everyone here?
Well, it's strange because you kind of wonder how one gets into it.
Yeah.
If you're a couple, how did they get into it? If you're a single person, how did you get into it? And my story is I happen to have been selling adult toys at the time. I was newly divorced. I was like, okay, this is a great side business. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to sell these adult toys. The adult toys led to an accountability buddy. And she said, hey, there's a website called FetLife.
Okay, what's this accountability buddy?
What
It's
are you accounting for?
Yeah. Don't play with the toys before selling them.
Play with them at least once before selling them. Try them out.
Accountability buddy was more for our business.
Okay.
Making sure that you hit your sales goals.
Okay.
Making sure you had the parties, the in-home parties in which we sold the toys.
Okay.
How many parties did you want to work per week or per month, whatever. And so our accountability buddy would say, hey, are you working your business? And we would check in with one another. This was during the time when 50 Shades of Grey was coming out. Those had just been released in 2011. And in 2012, they were a hot thing. They said, there's going to be women having 50 Shades of Grey themed parties. And my accountability buddy said, this book is trash.
Yeah.
It's not a real depiction.
It was so polarizing. I remember I had friends that were like, it's the worst thing. It's very bad. And then some girls that were like, this is the hottest, sexiest thing. I've never been more turned on in my whole life.
Yes. So side question, was there a 50 Shades of Grey dildo?
We had
Grey's dick. It's molded after the actor.
Good. Okay, good.
there were some dildos that then they colored in like a dark gray. And then they had some crops and whips and floggers and handcuffs, fuzzy handcuffs that they added to our collection.
Oh, okay.
They put the Shades of Grey in for sure.
Okay, good.
The accountability buddy said, no, this is not a real depiction of a sub-dom relationship. Or a slave relationship. Do you want to know what it's like? And I said, sure.
Okay.
So she told me about FetLife, which you all have discussed before. And so that led to that foray of, the kink and fetish community. And so when I was going to kink and fetish events, I happened to go to one, which is a storytelling event. So very kind of appropriate for our industry.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting one night by myself at the event, enjoying the presentation. And at the end, there was a gentleman next to me, and he turned and said, what did you think about that particular speaker's story? And she had been a pro-dom. So she, talked about her former clients, how one of them was like, her furniture, things like that.
Oh, for a second, I was like, her real like footstool. Wait, what? She's what? How intimate are we with our furniture? Now I know what you're saying a human being that
is the furniture.
Yes, which is something you'd like.
As long as they're doing push-ups while they're holding me up, while they're being my chair, pushing up chair.
So he said to me, well, because I said, well, I know about kind of what she's into because of FetLife. That's how I'm meeting people right now. And he was like, that's not how I meet people. I know about FetLife. But, this event was a sex positive storytelling show. So,
Oh, cool.
We're here being sex positive. So he said, how do you meet people? And I said FetLife. And he goes, that's not how I meet people. I said, how do you meet people? And he goes, well, I'm an adult male swinger. And I said, I was a single male swinger. He said, I'm a single male swinger.
Was he hot,
I like
by
that
the way?
adult male. I think everybody should say that. I am over 18.
Right.
I am legal.
Consenting.
Consenting. Yeah. These are, boxes that need to be checked.
Yes, absolutely.
So they might as well be thrown in with your title.
And
Was he hot?
He was okay.
Okay.
I would say he looked like a not as cute Edward Norton.
Oh.
Kind of like a bookish.
Okay.
But like,
Because Edward Norton can really be yummy.
He can be a lot. He could be
But
a
I can see the vibe you're setting here.
Right.
Not fair.
As yummy, but
Not as
I'm
yummy.
on board, though.
We're like, okay, sketching him.
Mhm. Draw me a picture.
Keep talking. Okay, sorry.
So this gentleman said, I'm a single male swinger. And in my mind, I had this preconceived
Yes.
notion of what swingers were. I thought
Couples.
just couples.
Couples to couples. Yeah.
Couples to couples, people swapping. And he said, no, there's plenty of singles in the scene. We get invited to participate.
Oh,
Is
like
that
a unicorn?
I was gonna say, is that
Yes.
considered a unicorn? Do you know that terminology?
Yes.
Okay.
So a unicorn is a single bisexual female.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
That
And that's
clarifies.
what
We
it
always
is.
wondered if it was could be. but it is
We've
female.
gotten some mixed reviews on the term.
Right.
Now we know. Thank you.
Because it's very rare to
Yes.
find a single bisexual female who's willing to kind of be in the scene and play with couples and then just leave, right?
Yeah.
Peace
Fly
and
away.
love.
There she goes. Sex fairy. but then hearts.
I like fex. Sex fairy. Fex.
fairy.
I'm a sex fairy. Call me fex. Call me sexy.
And he described that there was in fact a lot of single males.
Okay.
Oh, bisexual males?
No, just
Single males
Just
that want to
single.
join.
Okay. That are down
Couples?
to F couples.
correct.
Okay.
Because they get invited by the couples, they get, maybe they're invited to a gangbang for someone's wife.
Mm.
But that's not, is that considered swinging? A gangbang's different. A gangbang's different.
It is different,
Okay.
but it is kind of under the swinger umbrella.
Okay.
Because usually,
What
right,
an umbrella.
Right?
in some cases, it's a husband and wife, and the husband knows that the wife would be down for this, and then allows it to happen, or even maybe coordinates it, right?
Oh.
Helps invite the single males.
the
and she
bangs.
helps pick.
Little event planner.
Right, she's blindfolded one night, and they're
Wow.
all there. And
Surprise.
Wow. Have you done this?
no,
Okay.
I don't have interest in a
Yeah.
gangbang.
Yeah.
And I've not been in a relationship with anyone who was like, let's sign up.
Yeah, and the theory, I was like, I remember thinking as a young, exploring my sexuality, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have two dudes at once? And then like the practicality is like, I don't know, that's a lot. Like a whole gang of them.
I know. So many penises.
Right?
And sometimes like you know how there's the guys will orgasm and be like, sorry, that never happens, and it's like, that's over, it's over for the night. Women can too. Like sometimes you're like, yeah, I had mine, I'm okay, I don't need another
I'm
round.
done. Tapping out for the night. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But sometimes that's what the single male gets invited to do.
Okay.
To do an
To finish her.
FM threesome.
Okay.
'Cause there's couples who want to invite another male into the bedroom with them.
All right.
Or sometimes it's a kink scenario where the husband just wants to watch
Okay.
and is in the corner.
Wow.
While someone else is doing his wife.
Yeah.
So you were mostly open swinging. That was your jam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because as a single person, I was like, yeah, this is interesting. And then, to kind of test my own comfort level.
Okay.
Yeah. And this particular single male who invited me basically said, let's partner up.
Okay.
Let's partner up and say as if we were a couple so that we can be invited to private in-home swinger parties.
So you were like, I kind of just want to like experience this, and I don't know this guy. I'm not like super, super into him, but I'm down for this.
It eventually got to that point
Okay.
where I said, yes, I want to venture off in my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he invited me and we did go to some parties together.
So you did hook up with this dude,
Yes.
and was he good?
He was okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
On the range of Edward Norton, where is he on sex?
5 being really great.
Okay.
He was probably a 3-4.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not bad.
Where do you think Edward Norton is on the scale? Where's
What
he
did
the
he
5?
do?
Hard to say.
What did he do that like got him up there? Because that's a pretty good rating.
Yeah.
Like, what are some of the things that he was like
That's
hitting that
above
high
average.
number? Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think back to all. It wasn't size.
Yeah. He rarely is.
Yeah.
Rarely is.
Right. I mean, size can matter,
Yeah.
but it's because it's dependent on how it fits with
Yeah.
our own size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are an invisible size, so that's why it's size on the other end. But I think he had stamina.
Mm.
He knew, how to use his mouth and his hands.
Ooh, all
Oh,
right.
other parts of the body. Yeah.
Right. You have to kind of know how to work everything.
Mhm.
You are someone who is going to be playing
Mm-hmm.
with not only your partner but a lot of strangers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
true.
then you have to kind of trial and error very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
in the bedroom.
Yeah. So he was pretty in tune with like cues, I would imagine,
Yeah.
which I think that's
Mhm.
always a plus.
Yeah, and knows all the buttons. There's multiple buttons.
Yes.
Go through all the buttons, push them, and see what happens.
By the way, the swingers call their community the lifestyle, or refer to it as the LS for short. So it's kind of code when you hear adults talking about it and they're like, oh, are y'all in the LS? Or how long have y'all been in the lifestyle? So it's code words because it's very vague, and that obviously helps with discretion out in public. And this gentleman who brought me in, on a scale to 1 to 5, I would say he was maybe a 3. I recall him being decent, but not exceptionally good, or, he wasn't bad either. I don't remember him, and I can't place him in the top 5 of lovers of all time that I've had. You know what I mean? I would say that, generally for me, the men that I encountered in the community were all decent in bed. They were all good and okay. Or, at least they know, how to use what they've got. Because honestly, not every man in the lifestyle was well hung or had an amazing cock. You'd be surprised. Again, they kind of all came in different shapes and sizes physically.
He wanted to be, after a couple of months, he wanted to be a legit couple. Like, he wanted to be my boyfriend, and so that we could, continue
Live the life.
Yeah.
live the life.
Yeah.
But I wasn't into him as a couple,
Yeah.
as a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And so that's when I forayed into my own as a single female. 'Cause
Okay.
By that point, I knew the website.
Okay. What was it?
I joined SDC.com
SDC.com.
and Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
Kasidie.
Okay.
There's more.
Oh yeah.
There's more sites. I think,
There you go, people. Now you know where to
I
go.
think Adult Friend Finder is one. I think there's a couple of other.
Oh, I was like, that's the show.
You're like, you're saying it wrong. Adult buddy finders.
Okay, we'll edit it in post.
But yeah, there's other sites, but those are the two that I became familiar with because of him.
Okay.
And in going into it on my own, I got recruited by couples to
Cool.
join them.
So what got you recruited? Like on your profile, did you put
what's
a really
some
sexy
buzzwords?
picture or buzzwords or
Yeah.
just pictures of your nips and that was enough?
Butthole is always a butthole.
Oh, sorry, buttholes. That's right. Everybody loves the butthole.
I think a lot of sexy photos that are on those sites are usually, even if it's a couple, it's always the woman, right? The woman kind of comes first in the swinger scene.
As women should come
Yeah.
first, because we do have a pretty good recall if we need to go again. Generally.
It's interesting because even kind of the standard protocol or the rules of engagement is that what the wife wants or what the woman wants is usually what goes.
Okay.
So the woman has to approve, the woman has to say yes, the woman has to be in agreement. That is generally kind of proper protocol in the swinging community.
All right.
Yeah. So it's usually the woman's profile or photo, a sexy photo of her.
Okay.
With him in the background, just lurking, photo bombing.
Seductively touching
Yeah.
in some way.
Yes.
But if, and only because it's like any other scene. You have your very beautiful people, the butterflies who work out, they take care of themselves, fake breasts, all that kind of good stuff. So
Yeah.
they look really great. And then you have those that are a little bit more comfortable in their skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've
Whatever form it takes.
right, their kids are grown, they're out of the house, they've
Yeah.
just been, enjoying life. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see all forms.
Okay.
But as long as you see that, it's the couple or maybe it's the woman first and foremost.
Yeah.
Being sexy, she's confident, she's
Yeah.
in tune with her sexuality. That's usually what's posted.
Okay.
Not necessarily like
Hergine.
Yeah, vagina pic doesn't do it.
In other regions. You don't have to post those. See, you could just be yourself, your sexy, sexy self if you're looking to swing.
in lingerie is a big thing.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Or, just very seductive looking photos.
Pictures.
Yeah.
So you went off on your own, ventured on your own, and you found your first swinging experience on your own. What was that
Yes.
like?
It was actually really fun.
Oh, cool.
They're very welcoming, as
Nice.
you would imagine swingers to be. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of flirty people.
Nice.
And
Flirting
it's-
is fun.
I love flirting. Men, women, I don't care. I'll flirt with you. I will flirt with you.
She never flirts with me, but whatever.
I'm flirting with you right now.
Okay, we got some signals to work out.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm flirting with Suzie right now. So.
Get it right.
So this particular, I would describe them almost as a power couple.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
In the area that I lived, this couple hosted many parties.
Nice.
And they even had a name for their group.
Okay.
Oh.
And they had this one particular event on a summer night that coincided with an area event that happened annually. And they said, we're all going to meet at this bar so we can watch this parade. And then we're just going to, go out dancing and have a good time.
Nice.
And so I was invited to go and I met them. I met all these other swingers. And yeah, from there, it was kind of like if you wanted to go play with a couple, then essentially they could take you home or invite you back to their hotel room or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I learned that I was technically not a full unicorn because throughout my journey and my sexual exploration, I discovered that I wasn't bisexual. I was bi-friendly.
Okay.
So I was very comfortable with playing with other women, but only from the waist up.
Ah, so you were a nipple toucher.
Yeah.
Mm.
Breasts are great. But I had no desire to go downstairs.
Okay.
And nor did I feel confident in
Okay.
my skills of how to pleasure someone downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, that unfortunately kind of puts me out of the picture for some of these people because they want to watch someone another woman play with their wife.
Do you bring that up like ahead of time? You're like, okay, here's what I could do for y'all, but this is what I can't do.
Exactly. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
You want to be open, upfront, and honest with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to get in a scenario where you're already in bed and then you're like,
no.
They're like, come on, go down.
Yeah.
Go downstairs.
They get disappointed or they get upset or, you don't want that. So,
Yeah.
I was fortunate in kind of already knowing kind of where I was in my own label and comfort level.
Yes.
And, I was comfortable with a woman going down on me.
I was wondering.
So, so again, some of the couples were like, hey, it's okay if you don't go down on my wife. Like, she'll go down on you.
Okay.
Or, the husband is there. Maybe the wife is in the middle. Maybe the husband is in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You figure out the sandwich that works.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it. There's all sorts of varieties here.
Yeah.
Would you put on the profile, like what did you put on your profile to let people know you were a half unicorn?
I did mention that I was bi-friendly. And I think over time I would edit my bio to say something like, I'm bi-friendly, I have joined couples, but I, don't play downstairs on the wife, that kind of
So just say it pretty much outright.
Yeah, just clear. No, like MF, MWTD. I don't know.
She's not a professional.
I don't know letters, acronyms, but there are letters that go to stuff that I don't know. And I constantly have to Google it. And half the time, Google doesn't know either.
This is true. Yeah.
We do have your caller. Your caller is Becky, and we actually know what her question is.
Sure.
So it's pretty interesting what she's about to ask you. I think it might line up, unless she throws a curveball and asks something totally different than what she wrote us. But
Hello?
Hey, Becky.
Hi.
Hi, you have Greenberry
And Kirsten.
with Adult Buddy Finders, and we have with us Suzie Wong, who is a swinger, and we know you had a question for a swinger, so we'll just let you take it away.
Hi.
Okay. Hi. So I am, my husband and I are interested in trying swinging. But one of my concerns is that, it's with another, couple, and I'm not even slightly bi. And I was wondering, if there's, if we were to do something, would that, hurt the feelings of the woman if I didn't do anything with her?
Not necessarily. You might find, you might find another couple who might also be kind of in a similar situation, and they just want to swap in the same room with you, openly, just swap, and then that would be it. You don't have to play with the other woman, and she doesn't have to play with you. That could be a scenario that could happen.
And when you say swap, you're talking about husband and wife then switch, so the wife of one couple,
Like wife swap.
wife
with
A
sex.
goes to husband B.
Yes.
And let's draw a picture again, please.
You get to try out a new dong. Are you ready for that, Becky?
So how would you put that out there? Is there some kind of term or
I don't know.
so there's not confusion when you get together?
I don't know that there's a term per se, but I do know that a lot of couples will spell out kind of their rules or their boundaries on their online profiles. Or when they start meeting other couples, they like to meet them in person first, like on a dinner date. And that's when they can discuss kind of what is off limits.
I like this dinner date.
You get to go to dinner and a new dong.
Right? And I always feel like double dating in general is just good for people. It's so fun. You get to hear other people, listen to somebody else. And you get to talk about sexual desires now, too.
Yeah. That'll be steamy.
Right?
Steamy with your steamed clams. Order steamed clams so you don't have to.
Yeah, that's a real date night. Steamy clams.
Steam your clam in more ways than one.
Yeah, and then I guess if you found out that, well, okay, what this couple is looking for is not exactly what we're looking for, but you liked it anyway, you might have a new couple to go have dinner with.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
And you can talk about your swinging experiences, even though they're different and you're not swinging with them.
Yeah.
Did you find that you like had some friends from the experience?
Oh, yes. I have friends to this day from that experience.
Oh, very cool.
And I, for example, one of them, one couple are what I consider close friends. I've only played with them once, the two of them, the husband and wife at the same time, and it was not a me sandwich. It was more like a wife sandwich actually. The wife was in the middle. I ended up. She had already been having sex with him while I watched, and I actually videotaped for them.
Wow.
Oh.
And
Director
then,
credit.
I know, right? DP credit, not that type of
Right.
DP.
And then I ended up using a toy on her while she was sucking his cock. So
Hello.
Wow.
What about that, Becky? Do you think you would be interested in that, or you want like pretty much hands off?
I think I would go for hands off.
That's an option.
You can be the director then, videotape and jump in as with the husband.
I can always video, yeah.
And so you guys are now friends, and
now friends, we haven't played since. That was again years ago when I was living in that area, when I was friends with them, and
Yeah.
I'm still friends with them now, but strictly like platonic.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
are they
Very cool.
helpful in other swinging situations, or like being like, yeah, you should go with this couple,
Oh,
or
try them out.
we experienced having somebody not only tape us, but also
When you said tape, I was thinking taped up, but I know video
that's,
tape.
yeah, tape us on a video recorder and then tape us with masking tape.
It's a totally hot thing. Duct tape.
Yeah, you gotta try it. Gotta try that duck. So did they give you recommendations? Is that part of your friendship or no?
Well, they are knowledgeable. So if they were to recommend, for instance, they recommended a couple of different resorts. There's one in Cancun called Desires that I think they go to.
Hey,
There's,
desires.
There's Hedo in Jamaica, hedonism, that they go to in Jamaica. So they've recommended those kinds of places
Yeah.
that can be fun for couples who
Nice.
don't mind being nude around strangers or potentially playing with new people.
So that's also an idea, is make some friends with some swingers to maybe give you some other ideas of how to play without playing with the woman.
Yeah. Because a lot of times
Yeah.
you can just end up being friends with other swingers because you have that personality vibe, but you realize that you may not want to be intimate with them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like dating in general. Sometimes you'll go out on a date and be like, I think we could be great friends.
Yeah. This is fun to talk to you.
But I don't want to
not
touch your
again.
downstairs or your upstairs.
No nipples or nothing.
No stairs, please.
I'll take the stairs to my car. It also sounds fun to go to a resort.
I know. I like this resort idea. Vacation and
And
sex.
a lot of,
Yeah.
Talk
And a
about,
lot of stairs.
about memories being made.
That's right. Maybe don't share that photo album with the kids.
But the grandkids, they'll be ready for it.
Oh, yeah. But what, however many years that is, we'll all be sharing our sex photos.
Here's Grandma and Grandpa's sex trip. Oh, Becky, we think you're awesome. We think we always
Yes.
love our callers. We think it takes so much bravery to call in. So thank you. Did this help, or did you have any
Thank
further?
you oh yeah, that definitely helps give me some ideas just to put everything out in the open in the beginning, and
Yeah.
it's like not this expected thing, and you're weird if you don't do it.
Yeah.
And I will say this, it is, if you already have a significant other, it's just like when I was going in on it on my own, I was kind of self-discovering some things. As a couple, you'll discover some things that work for you and maybe some things that don't work. I know that these friends of mine, when they started, they tried various things like, having closed partners and things like that. And then after a while it was like, no, they can't have, you can't have an extra boyfriend or girlfriend, you can't, let's do only open, let's do only, or like this other couple was like, let's only do closed because I don't want to know who your other people are.
Oh.
So along the way, you may discover what works for the two of you.
Okay.
Nice. Play
That's a
and
good idea.
yeah, and see.
Yeah.
Play and see. I like that.
Well, thank you for calling, Becky, and always let us know if you have more questions.
Yes, please.
All right.
And let us know how it goes.
Yeah, let us know if you find
Definitely will. Yeah.
some couple to play with. You don't have to play with the lady.
Thank you, Becky.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Yeah, there were plenty of new couples that I mentioned, that power couple.
Yes.
They would recruit people into their little party group, and they found plenty of newbies, couples who were just trying it for the first time.
Kept it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have to go into it for the right reasons.
Okay.
Whether, it's, unfortunately, you can't fix a relationship.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That's definitely like a big, I would say stereotype. We've talked about that with the open marriage thing where it's like, oh, you're swinging. Good luck with that. It's kind of like, that's a bandage that won't fix the dam.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
And it takes a lot of one's self-awareness.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable with your own sexuality and have basically not be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
The word that I learned when I joined the swinging community was compersion.
Okay.
And it's a word that's not used very often, but it's basically the opposite of jealousy.
Okay.
It is a state in which you are happy for others
Oh.
when you see others succeeding or having a good time. So in the case,
Compersion.
That's a good word. I like this. Compersion. That's the word of the day. Use it in a sentence.
compersion. And that's the word that these couples used. They were like, no, listen, we enjoy it because we're happy when we see our partner happy and enjoying themselves. Doesn't matter that it's not with them.
Yeah.
It may be with someone else. Doesn't matter.
That ain't easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's not for a lot of people.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I mean, even thinking like some people are like, oh, he wants to have time with his friends again, So it's like that personality is probably not going to enjoy swinging.
No.
I do want to say that an important point for many swingers is that they view sex as a physical activity. They can have sex with no emotional attachment. They just, like the pleasure, they like to have fun, and that's why they refer to it as playing. And it's fun to play with someone new and different. And then afterwards, they move on. They go on with their lives. It's like finding someone to play tennis with or to go golfing with for a couple of hours. And then once it's over, back to life. I'm not saying that they're all devoid of sex without emotional attachment, but I believe that is something that they can reserve for their significant other, for example. But overall, they are into swinging because they can have sex with no emotional attachment.
So you said you have to join for the right reasons. You have to try it out for the right reasons. And you just kind of gave one reason. What was your reason?
I wanted to learn more about the community. I wanted to see what I was comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of see what it was all about. And luckily, I was single, so I could easily do that.
Yeah.
There was no other person's feelings to consider.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of go in and then from each experience kind of decide, oh, how did I feel about that? You know?
Even though you're saying you were going by yourself and you didn't have a couple and another person to worry about, I think you would kind of still have the same conversations afterwards, but with yourself of being like, well, how did I feel about that? Instead of asking the person like, well, what was I comfortable with? You know, that went a little too far. Are you okay? How are you feeling?
Right.
And you do the same thing just with you, not another person.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you have the self-talk. You do a lot of self-talking.
I do a ton of self-talking.
Again, that goes back to kind of knowing thyself, you know, and in talking about compersion, you have to kind of realize that it takes one who is not jealous to be in this lifestyle, right? If either member of a couple goes into it and one person's jealous or gets jealous, it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Them inviting someone else in to join.
Yeah, I wondered that. Like, you never did it as a couple, right? It was always single.
Yeah.
Did you find, though, even like you're coming in, but you're coming into a couple and they're all talking, the big talk. But then at the end of it, did you find like maybe somebody was like, actually, I noticed that you really liked her nipples more? Or like, actually, I noticed that you really liked...
You spent 9 minutes and 5 seconds with her and only 8 minutes and 7 seconds with me.
If they did have those conversations, I was not a part of it.
Oh, that's nice.
Maybe they did talk to each other afterwards.
Well, great.
Had
So
this kind of thing happening.
you had some pretty damn successful swings, I would say. You swung and you swung. You hit.
Did you ever get jealous? You know, in the couple, you were like, oh man, he got to play
We're
so
like, there's
much.
got to be jealousy, right?
Who's
Come
jealous?
on.
Someone's jealous.
No,
I'm jealous.
That's what the media tell us. So we're women and we're jealous.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible way to live. But I think in that environment, I learned that I'm not a jealous person. I'm very secure with, you know, who I am.
You have compersion.
Yeah.
Oh, you used it in a sentence.
I can't wait to
Ding,
keep
point for you.
I'm gonna try to use it a lot. It sounds very smart.
Because there was, even after the gentleman who brought me into the lifestyle, I did end up meeting 2 other single males that I ended up partnering with and playing with other people along with that male, you know.
But it still wasn't a couple.
Correct. But he and I were still not a couple. It was just, me and him and then maybe another person, or me and him and then another couple. And I didn't ever get jealous in the various scenarios, the play scenarios that occurred.
And that would be like a friend with a benefit for real. Like,
Yeah,
like
right?
you benefit from them and you benefit from them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we just found the best friends with benefit situation in the world, in the
You
universe.
experienced it multiple times.
So
You didn't find yourself being like, you never felt possession of anyone or anything.
no.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of curious, if I was in a serious relationship, could I do it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
not in the community as a couple.
Yeah.
And that is a different situation than coming in and being friends with somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Being
Hello,
a
friend.
partner.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I like to hear about your sex life. I don't want to hear about my husband's sex life.
Well, and then
Listen with me. I mean, I want to hear about mine, ours.
what is then odd is that there are plenty of single males
Yeah.
in the swinger community.
Yeah.
There's definitely more single males than there are single females.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also wonder if that's like a safety concern too. Would be kind of scary, I would think, like being like, hey, it's me and I'm going to like go into more than just one other person. So it's pretty brave. You're brave.
Yeah. Yeah. What is nice is that then you go into a community that kind of has already vetted themselves and each other. So when I was playing with certain couples, it's like, oh, this other couple knows them and trusts them. You know, they've already kind of weeded out the creepy people on their own. Yeah, within the community.
I feel like that's the best way to go about it, is to get into a community and, like you're saying, everybody can kind of vet everyone else and be like, this person's good. This person needs time out.
This person sucks. And this person really sucks in a good way.
It's better than a Yelp review.
Yeah. Word of mouth.
That's right. Way better than Yelp.
Way better than Yelp. You want to Yelp with pleasure. This has been so fun, Suzie. But it is time. It is time to start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
There's so much we could talk about. There's so many other nuances to it.
Yes.
That we could talk about. There's so many facets. I'm, again, as a single person, have one view.
Yeah.
But a couple might have a different view.
Oh,
They may operate differently.
That's so true.
Some people have, like, for instance, a side girlfriend or a boyfriend that the significant other knows about and has already approved that person to be the play person that their significant other can go to.
That's wild.
There's things like that. And, sometimes that works for people and sometimes that doesn't.
True.
But 2 books that might help people who are maybe venturing into this realm.
Yes.
Sex at Dawn, which is more of a textbook type of reading.
You got to get that book cover to put around it.
Yeah. It's very clinical and kind of goes into the history of how humans are wired.
Oh, wow.
And how we're wired.
If you're ready to
Mentally
think.
or genitalia-y?
I think mentally and sociologically, we're technically not wired for monogamy.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say our vaginas are wired for multiple players, multiple different penises and
2-player
hands.
game. Like she kind of did say that.
That's true. You did.
You got the message.
I got it.
You just detechnicalized it.
All over the place in my brain, but I'm getting there. I'm on board sometimes. Not really.
Sex at Dawn if you want the science of your genital wiring.
Mental genital.
And then the second book is called The Ethical Slut.
Oh,
We
yes,
have heard
have
so
heard.
much about The Ethical Slut.
That's a good one.
I haven't read it yet.
I haven't
that one
either.
is a great one for obviously many of the topics that you ladies have covered.
Okay.
Polyamory, kink and fetishes, and then of course, swingers. It's all kind of.
I'm gonna have to read it. I mean, it comes up
Yeah.
so many times, and so many people literally found liberation through that book. It really sounds like it helps you kind of categorize what you're feeling in a way that not everything can.
Right.
Yeah. Greenberry, I feel like you're afraid to read it because then all of a sudden you're going to become a sex fiend goddess who just is out there with so many.
Too late, I am that.
Privilege.
But you haven't.
Oh no!
You haven't-
Everyone, watch out!
Watch out for this sex cat.
Yeah. If you do have a partner, they recommend that you both read it at the same together.
Oh. Well, I think we've mentioned before, you get the book and then you just kind of leave it out as a hint for someone.
Toilet book, yeah.
Maybe you do a book club with your partner.
Grab your partner, join a book club, and read The Ethical Slut. Ethical Slut book writer so everyone has told us her name. I can't think of it right now. You are so plugged on this show.
You really are.
You are loved by pretty much
many.
I would say 97% of our guests are read that. So we will. We must. I think.
All right, fine. If it's on Audible, I'll do it. Oh,
like that.
awesome. Okay, done.
Okay. We love it. I love a good audiobook.
I'm going to listen
So
to
we
that
podcast.
on my trip to my parents.
And the writer is narrating.
Oh, I love those.
Cool.
I love those.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, great. Well, thank you. You've given us so much
Welcome.
amazing information.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And my pleasure.
Hanging around with you.
So many of our guests love that book. So thank you for both of those books. Now that we
Yes.
know one that's gonna challenge our mind. And if you're listening, you better be checking those show notes because that's where we put everything. We've learned about SDC.com, Cassidy, which is all spelled out and will be spelled out for you in the show notes. That's where you can find the books that were mentioned and everything that we remember to add will be there. And if we forgot something, then you'll just message us.
Yeah, let us know. Leave a little note down below and we'll change it up. Also down there, we'll give you the information for our Patreon.
Yes.
So you can give us some money to help us keep this show going because it does cost to have the editing software and the time to do this.
Yeah.
The time to get amazing guests like Suzie.
Yes.
And a lot more that I don't want to go into because it's super boring.
Make us not be boring by just continuing to subscribe to our Patreon, tell people about the Patreon. We love that.
Yes. And
Helping.
even follow it. You don't have to pay or anything. Just follow it to kind of see what's going on there. And that gives us a little boost, at least a boost of self-esteem, which then helps us be secure. And being secure, we will then have compersion.
Yes, and thank you, Pete, for being a subscriber to Patreon. We love all of our Patreons, and part of the perks is you get a shout out whenever you join us.
Yes.
Well, thank you, ladies.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, you've been great, and thank you all for
Yes.
listening.
Yes, thank you for listening. Thank you for having me. Please like and subscribe and share this
Ooh.
podcast because sharing is caring.
Yes.
That's what the swingers say. Sharing is caring.
And you want to have compersion, not
yeah.
jealousersion.
No, we don't even know what lysergion is.
You don't want it.
Gross. All right. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thank you.
And join us next week.
Bye.